Hello, everyone, and welcome back to QCAFE. My name is Kate, and I'm your host for this evening. I'm so excited for tonight kasi sobrang interesting po ng topic natin tonight. If you guys have seen our poster posted already on our social media accounts, today we have a guest who will be talking to us about how to stage events. O, diba? Syempre, nowadays, 'di ba, we have learned how to cope with the pandemic kaya marunong na tayo ng ating mga online events, 'di ba? Pero syempre, the traditional face-to-face is now paano ba? Back in the market. Available na ulit siya and we're allowed to, host face-to-face events already. So ngayon, we will be learning how to do both with our expert for this evening. So sino nga ba ang ating speaker for tonight? Our speaker for tonight is one of the active members of BNI or Business Network International. She was once the chapter president of BNI Star and BNI Infinity. Currently, she serves as the growth coordinator lead in the region. She is a wonderful woman who wears many hats. She is a host, a mompreneur, a vlogger, a business owner, a leader, and a loving wife of attorney Christopher Pepper Sandico, and the doting mother of two kids, CJ and Moira. To share with us the tips on how to stage face-to-face and online hosting, please welcome to our Q Cafe virtual stage the beautiful host of ItsMyspace online show, the CEO and founder of PMCM Events Management, Mys Sandico. Hi, Miss Mys. How are you?
Hi, Miss Kate. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Kate. Thank you so much for inviting me. Good evening, everyone, to all the Q Cafe followers and viewers. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for
Yes.
inviting me, guys.
Thank you so much din po sa pagpapa-unlock ng aming imbitasyon. So, ayan, Miss Mai, take it away.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen, Kate. I'll share my screen. I prepared a PowerPoint presentation for everyone. I believe I am given, can you see the PowerPoint right now, Kate? All right, so I believe I have 15 minutes only to present. So I am here right now to share to you what is event management and how to stage a face-to-face event and how to transition to online events. So as Kate mentioned earlier, I'll be talking about how to stage events face-to-face and online. So first, na-introduce na ako ni Kate. I'm just going to tell you more about myself. I'm the CEO and founder of PMCM Events Management. More than 12 years na po kami sa events business, and we have received a lot of recognition in terms of events organizing and yours truly as a host. So we organize a lot of big events already, such as expo, conference, summit, awarding ceremonies, product launchings, team buildings, webinars, production shoots, conventions, product endorsements, photo shoots, weddings, even weddings and birthdays, and many more. So as mentioned earlier by Kate, naging past president na po ako ng Infinity and Star and host of my own show, It's My Space Show, wherein I give talks about events, places, and life hacks. And nagvo-voice over din po ako. I do also vlogging and also I love script writing for event and program directing. So first, let's define, for those who are not in the event management world, and let's define what is event management first. So this is the perfect definition for me. Event management is the application of project management to the creation, development of small and large scale events. So it involves a lot of things, guys. It's not easy to do to manage an event. So because it starts with studying the brand, you have to identify the target audience. You have to devise the event concept. You have to plan the logistics, which is a lot of things, and coordinating the technical aspects before actually launching an event. So imagine in an event, it takes months or years before you launch it. So sometimes there are clients now very demanding and they will ask you to organize it for just less than a month. Or for those who are clients that very ready naman, they contact you 6 months or 1 year prior to the event. So is it easy? What can you say? You can comment on the comment box. Is it easy being an organizer? Just a trivia, guys. Events management or being an event manager is the top 5 most stressful job in the world. It's included in the top 5 most stressful jobs in the world, and event management is number 5. So that's how stressful this job really is. Okay, so fact, like many other simple things, creating a successful event requires what? A lot of hard work and a diverse range of skills and experiences, from project planning and even to budgets. No, you have to plan the budget right away because it will determine how grand and how simple your event will be. So if you're an event organizers watching right now, can you relate? Is this you? You often say this many times when you're organizing your own event. I cannot sleep. I need more coffee. This is me. I need more coffee. I am stressed. You hear a lot of these phrases whenever you are organizing your own event, right? So don't worry. Stay focused, stay calm. Don't forget, most of all, to have fun, right? Because sometimes if you cannot do it by yourself, you have to hire the professional and let the professional handle it for you. So I'm just going to quickly touch base on what are the types of events. So there are corporate events. So these are the conferences, trade shows, seminars, team building, company parties. Na ang daming mga year-end parties ng mga companies. Product launches. We have organized a lot of product launching, awarding and year-end also recognition, media and press conferences, sales and marketing campaigns, ang dami yan, and webinars. Since the pandemic, there were a lot of virtual events. So these are the actual events of our company. We've done product launching, networking, awarding, networking company awarding and recognition event, sales and marketing campaigns, and a lot more. Okay, so I want to discuss to you the non-corporate events. The non-corporate events, these are the weddings, the birthdays, the public exhibitions or expos, charity events also, mga non-profit organizations or private organizations, they do this. Sports fest, fashion shows. I remember we've done fashion show also for a certain client. Non-profit organization, bridal shower parties, and public concerts. These are the examples of our expos and exhibitions, birthdays, movie block screenings, and we've done also several weddings. So just to give you an idea how to stage a face-to-face event, these are the hindi nga 10 11, I've included another one. So you have to identify what is your goal, okay? That's the first thing to do. What's the goal of the event? And then gather the team and assign their roles. It's important to have the team right away so that you can have prepare for the event. Book your venue. Eto, nakakalimutan. They're promoting their event, but they haven't booked the venue yet. So it's important to book the venue. Create your timeline and your checklist. Create a story. This is the marketing part on how to promote and market the event for your branding. Contact your suppliers or contractors early. You have to have options for your suppliers and your contractors. And this is also important and very critical. Communicate constantly. Regular meetings and regular updates are important. The most important for me is to be ready. You have to rehearse, rehearse, and rehearse. And then have a contingency plan. You have a plan A, plan B, plan C, hanggang matapos ang alphabet. You have to have contingency plan. Be on your toes during the event, meaning you have to stay alert. You have to be sensitive to the people around you, especially with your team, so that you can work as a team. The teamwork makes the dream work, diba? And then number 11, I have added this as a bonus. Close the event gracefully. Ito yung nakakalimutan minsan sa event. You have to debrief. You have to evaluate with the team. How was the event? How did it go? And what are the things that we need to improve? And what are the things that we need to retain? Yan. Okay. So who are the team members? Especially ako, I always have this planned already, in every event. You have to have an event manager, production team, like a technical platform or live stream. Pag face-to-face naman, nandun sila, technical booth, they are prepared. Creatives who will do the videos, the photos, the editing, and graphic artists and graphic designing, the lights and sounds, the LED wall projectors, and of course the marketing, especially if you are selling tickets, if you are selling sponsorship or brand partnerships, there will be branding and merchandise promotional content. Logistics is also important because your team will work on the food, the venue, the transportations, the giveaways, and deliveries. Okay. Are you following so far? So if you have any question, please post on the comment box. Ayan. For face-to-face event, you have to have floor plan or venue or schematic plan. It is really needed, diba? So before you set up in the venue, you have to have a floor plan. Be be clear with your plan, how to do the schematic or the arrangement. Where is the registration booth? Where is the food booth? Where are the tech booth, the stage, and of course the exhibition hall, the main session, the plenary hall, or the breakout session? It's really important to have a floor plan. Okay. All right. So rehearsal matters a lot for an event organizer. Why? Why is rehearsal very important in event management? First, it reduces mistakes. I believe that there's no 100% or perfect event because anything can happen, but you have to be ready. But when you rehearse, you reduce the mistakes. Okay? It reduces also assumptions and guesswork. You have to be clear with your goals. You have to be clear with your plan, meet the team, and assign specific roles to the team. Sabi nga nila, you got one shot, make it count. Okay? And of course, when you rehearse, you'll sleep better. Less coffee. Less stress. Clarity of goals. When you rehearse, you have time to change or revise some stuff before you go on with a live event. And of course, when you rehearse, you have time to edit or revise. Sometimes the graphic artists and the editors do not sleep anymore when they have event because there's a lot of revisions. But if you rehearse early, they will give them enough time to revise or edit. Of course, put your presenters or speakers or host performers at ease. When you rehearse, they are at ease, they are comfortable, they are happy, so therefore they will be able to deliver their performance, lagging performance level during the event. All right, so next one, the contingency plan. Sabi nga nila, if plan A doesn't work, go to plan B, plan C, and so on. And as an event organizer, very good tayo dyan. Okay? But sometimes, merong nami-miss out because of lack of communication. So create a specific plan. Be ready for the unforeseen situation. Expect the worst. When the pandemic happened, we were scheduled to have events until November of 2020, but the lockdown was announced March 2020. We were devastated. We were disappointed and sad. So we had to pivot to virtual event, which I will discuss later on. Meet with the team leaders and plan for alternative ways to solve current situation and move forward. Okay. Solve with the leaders first, not to create panic to all the team members as much as possible. If things don't really work out, no matter how hard you try, reschedule the event, but be ready for the announcement and cascade it professionally, especially in the corporate world. They have internal email blasting. They are good with these communications electronically. It's important to ready the announcements. Safety is always a priority. Tama? Make an evacuation plan. I have booked SMX convention in MOA or many times, and they have a very, very good evacuation and emergency plans. In case of fire, what to do. In case of typhoon, flood, earthquake, riot, food poisoning, and impossible Wi-Fi connections. So you have to have contingency plan for. With us, we bring extra Wi-Fi. If we have, yeah, I don't want to mention the brand. If you have this A, I also have the B and the C, so for us to be ready. Eto na. How to transition to online events. Virtual event is technologically driven event where content, interactive activities are delivered to an online audience. For example, this one, you're watching through FB page, we're in Zoom. It can be an alternative to hosting an event first in-person event. These two posters, we've done it with the Medical City Clinic and the Christ the King. They had this online event awarding and of course a Kumustahan Festival. Okay, so how to transition to online events? It can be a webinar for 1 hour or 4 hour or even conventions like 2 to 3 days. We've done that also. We were able to manage conventions for 2 to 3 days in a row. It can mean where the audience participates, they just sit back or they just watch and enjoy, or they can participate by engaging through polls, or they open their camera and they ask questions. Like, for example, the Nutcracker press launch that we did, we created questions so that the media can participate and answer, and we give away prizes. Right? This is the left image is Robinson's Bank. This is the full virtual. They have awarded their employees during the pandemic. So, how do you transition to online events? Why do we need to transition? There are a lot of reasons, but I have chosen 5 only for you guys. Convenience. It's very convenient because it saves a tremendous amount of time and financial overhead, right? No physical venues to secure. You don't have to pay your catering, no security staffing, and no travel required to get there. It's also cost effective because it reduces overhead. It lowers the cost for attendee. Instead of paying for the food, for the hotel, sometimes they pay only for 300, 500 to go online and watch. It lowers the risk, especially during the pandemic. Number 3, it's accessible to a wider audience. Why? Because if you extend your marketing reach, you attract more people to attend because it's online, it's shareable. You can continue to take registrations hanggang post-event for additional on-demand access. They just download it. Number 4, for more accurate tracking, there will be analytics. You track how many people actually watch the live stream. You also track every click and engage. And last but not the least, you have access beyond the dates of the event. As mentioned earlier, it can outlast the timeline of your event. Since it's pre-recorded, you can store and reshare. And they can also buy it, or if you want, they want to watch it, like what other networking companies are doing nowadays. Okay, so how to transition online. Earlier, we've talked about the pros of having online events. Cost effective, it has a wider reach. Now, how to do it? Like face to face, you have to understand the objective of your event. You select the technology to run the event, if it's Zoom, WebEx, Google, MS Teams, MS Teams, and a lot more. Consider differences in staffing needs. In face-to-face, you need physical people to physically, they have to go there to the venue, like ushers, production assistants, and everything. But in virtual, you need more technical people, meaning you need more tech support, you need more graphics, editors, and a lot more. And you have transitioning to networking opportunities. Merong mga online breakout rooms, there will be virtual booths and a lot more. Onboarding your speakers early because it's either they pre-record or they submit their materials to you and you just edit it. Siyempre, you can create interactive experiences like poll, feedback, and surveys, and a lot more. So before I end, congratulations for listening to my share, my 12 years of experience in the events in a nutshell. It's often said that the process of anything stems from what? Good planning. So if you're wondering what makes an event successful, then the best way to start is making sure it is planned meticulously, comprehensively, and accurately. And that means getting things moving well in advance. And I'm sure you would agree, if you are an events organizer watching right now, it's really important to have time to prepare for everything. Before I go, I want to thank you for listening. Thank you so much, QCAFE, for this. If you have any question, please write it on the comment box and I'll try to get back with you as soon as I can. So remember, if plan A didn't work, the alphabet, how many? Has 25 more letters. So you have to stay cool. Thank you so much, Q Cafe. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Kate. This is Mys Sandico signing off. Or if you have any questions, please feel free to
Right. Yeah. Thank
ask.
you so much, Miss Mai. So before we take we remove the presentation, please don't forget to screenshot this so that you can reach out to Miss Mais. Ayan. All right. Once again, thank you so much, everybody. Ayan. Miss Mais, we have a few questions here with us.
Sure.
To start off, ito na. Medyo funny tong question na to. Pero, well, sa ating kultura, ay ginagawa pa rin naman ito.
Mhm.
You do certain rituals prior to any event. Kunwari, nag-offer ka ba ng itlog kay Santa? Oh my gosh! O kaya, not to eat peanuts, ganyan. Meron ba? Or personal lang na rituals mo? Is there something that you do?
Well, there are things that are beyond your control, no? That's like the weather, you know, yung typhoon, flood, earthquake, yeah, those are the things that you cannot control. But for me, personally, before the event, I love, brisk walking, yung to to ano ba ito? To pump up, yung energy mo, and then sleep well. I have to sleep well the night before. I have to get at least 5 hours of sleep. But sometimes, if the demand is really high, Kate, I don't sleep at all. So
Wow.
12 midnight, nasa venue na kami. We are arranging everything, 12:01, and then the event will start at 8 o'clock. So technically speaking, walang sleep. What I do, I eat sweets.
Oh, me too! Chocolate!
Chocolate or Coke regular na malamig with ice.
Oh my gosh, pero parang nakakatakot yun as a host. Yung pag-inom ng malamig right before an event.
But it works. It works. It works. I need sweet para to keep my energy high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hindi rin kasi ako mapakalikate if I oversleep, and then I don't see the progress of everything. As an event manager, I have to see what's going on. Especially kung ano talaga, midnight ingress ito.
And for those of you who aren't really familiar with this type of thing that event managers do, iba din kasi talaga yung high. I mean, iba yung vibe talaga when you're doing an event. Especially kapag face-to-face, di po ba, yung ilaw, yung sounds, lights and sound, iba talaga siya. Lalo na pag sobrang lamig ng aircon.
Iba talaga yung energy mo, di ba?
Energy.
Umaakyat yan, paakyat hanggang mataas. And after the event, whoop,
Promise talaga siya. Kaya talaga lobat ka talaga right after. Pero that's a really good routine. Ako personally, I have a few routines then that I do before doing events. Pero it's really more on my personal. Kasi nga, di ba, hindi talaga natin masyadong hawak yung ibang tao. Well, actually, hindi talaga. Tayo lang. We can only control ourselves. Kaya, yun lang din. Most of my routines are really for me para to calm me down, yung mga ganyan, para to prep me, o kaya to put me in the zone. Yan.
right. I agree with you 100%. Yeah.
We have another question here that asks, how are events different from before to now? Is it easier and more, or is it more tedious with the protocols, yung setup, etc.? Paano po ba? Parang let's paint a picture, how was the event pre-pandemic? And then now, paano na
Yeah.
nga ba?
I've mentioned earlier on my presentation, that's a face-to-face talaga. You really all physical. You have to go to the venue, have to do ocular, book the venue ahead of time, make a floor plan, contact the contractors and suppliers ahead of time, book the catering, book the stage, book the lights and sounds. It's really tedious. It's
Yeah.
really tedious. It's very stressful, especially if the things going on are not in accordance with your plan.
Yeah.
Diba? You set your goals, you set your plan, but there are things that are really beyond your control. As
Yes.
opposed to the virtual, diba? The virtual, you have to be focusing naman on the tech side of everything, because
Yeah.
it entails a lot of editing, it entails a lot of revisions, and you have to be very ready with all the presentations ahead of time. Pero naman, if you
Yes.
are fully ready, 100%, and if the Wi-Fi doesn't work, parang ang hirap nun, di ba? So the stress is higher. If I may say, the stress is
Yeah.
higher online. I should say that. Kasi Wi-Fi is your number one kalaban talaga. So everything is
Yeah.
perfect. Everything was well prepared. But then the Wi-Fi of the venue, hindi naman maganda. So medyo dyan tayo nagkakaproblema. So you have to have a contingency plan in terms of the Wi-Fi, because it's important na meron talagang nakaplan ahead para if something happens, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung virtual. Yeah.
Oh, di ba? So, apologies everybody. For those of you who will be watching this on replay, magugulat na lang kayo. Next clip na. Kasi, nakat yung wifi namin. Nabati.
I was saying earlier, no, you have everything planned, organized, but the Wi-Fi of the venue sucks.
Yeah. And, well, we know naman how it's really hard dito sa Pilipinas. Ang internet connection natin ay loading. 'Di ba? Speaking of which talaga, I still remember how I experienced the internet in Singapore. Diyos ko, walang loading. Pagka-click mo, open agad. So,
Ay.
'di ba? Anyway, so we have a few more questions here, Miss Mys, no? That we want to understand. Pero I just wanna go back a bit lang muna dun sa pinag-uusapan natin kanina before we were cut. Yung question natin about yung connectivity issues with Wi-Fi and all that. I really feel kasi talaga, no, with the change in the setup of events. Tapos 'di ba for quite a while nawala ang events talaga kasi bawal because of the protocols. Now na medyo lumuwag na yung mga protocols natin, COVID protocols, ganyan. Is it easier to host face-to-face events ngayon na medyo hindi na kailangan mag-submit ng swab and all that? Ano po ba siya?
Well, there are pros and cons also, kasi nung pandemic talaga, they were very, very strict, especially the venue really requires everyone to have antigen testing, especially the production people, no, like us. So they really require and check everything. And of course, there are also mga social distancing protocols that we need to follow,
Mhm.
and a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
Ngayon, lumuwag na as compared to the lockdown. So, I think nag-open na ngayon ang mga events, but they still follow the safety protocols. Like, for example, in a banquet table, if uh if it can accommodate 10, they will make it 8, something like that for social distancing. But right now, they don't require na yata antigen testing. You just present your vaccination card and
Yeah.
at least boosted ka na ng isang beses man lang. At least, no? Pero most of the time, vaccination card lang talaga.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Parang full ano lang, full vaccine.
Kung strict yung client mo and they require the production team to be
Tested.
antigen tested, you should follow para smooth naman and everything, but they always ask you to wear mask, no? So
Yeah.
when you eat, you remove it. so so ganun din na nag-uusap din kayo harap-harapan,
Yeah,
but
actually.
I know, Kate, talagang nag-lesson naman na ang problem about COVID, ano, kasi people knows how to take care of themselves. They know what to do when they have fever. They know what to do when they cough. So they isolate right away. And if our team is not feeling well, we do not ask them to report to the venue na anymore. So para
Oo.
hindi
Yeah.
affect yung iba. And then the contingency plan is
Compromise.
to get a replacement for that person.
All right. Ayan. So we have another question here. It asks, how can you engage with online audience from start to finish? Ayan. Isa to sa mga medyo challenging, no? Because number one, not everybody's turning on their cameras. And then some are not even allowed to turn on their microphones. So as a host o kaya as an event manager, how do we keep our audiences engaged? Paano ba natin to mine-maintain?
Well, actually, if you are an attendee and you're watching there and there's no interaction, we cannot force them to open their camera, diba? Unless it's a training
Yes.
wherein the trainer requires everyone to really listen and put their 100% attention to the talk or the for example team building or workshops. So the trainer or the facilitator must see to it that everyone is listening and they get interactions, no? So they ask questions, they call you one by one, like for example, Kate, I have a question for you, and then you just open your camera, yung pala you're driving, ano. So it makes it easy nowadays to attend webinars because
Yeah.
wherever you are, if the Wi-Fi is good, you can still join, diba?
If the Wi-Fi permits it.
If and only if your Wi-Fi is good. But a lot of people, they can multitask nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
While they are doing online study with their kids, they can listen to the webinar
Yes.
with camera off, or
Mm-hmm.
while they are in vacation, they can join the meeting and everything. And nowadays, it's really overwhelming, Kate, because face to face in a day you can have 2 to 3 meetings in a
Yes.
cafe or in your office, but
Yes.
online you cannot say no to a 10 p.m. meeting.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, because of the setup, yung work from home setup, nagkaroon tayo ng lesser boundaries.
Yes,
I
and
have people like contact me at wee hours of the night and then nakakahiya kapag na-seen mo na. And, di ba? So it's really hard to set. But still, of course, for your personal, ano naman, for your care, your mental health, ikaw na rin lang talaga mag-set ng proper boundaries. If talaga you know na you can't, di ba? Don't set meetings on times na hindi ka talaga at your best, di ba?
true,
But
true.
yeah,
You can say
understandable.
no naman ahead of time, but you have to suggest, would it be okay?
Yes.
So ready for options, because especially
Yeah,
if he or she is a client, especially outside the country, there will be time difference.
time zones. Yeah.
So kailangan mag-adjust ka rin. If you're not available, ready for options. You offer another option so that you can meet halfway, and so the client will be also happy, you know.
Yeah, that's correct. Ako favorite ko na na parang pang-engage sa mga client ay sa mga audiences online would probably be sometimes yung magdadangle ka ng carrot sa kanila in a way na halimbawa, you guys, if you comment ganito ganito, we will be giving away ganito. Kasi di ba parang I don't know if it's just me but because of the pandemic, I've suddenly had this spike na I want to always receive packages. Parang gusto ko lagi nag-unbox.
Yeah, unboxing. Yes.
Diba? So parang it's really nice then sometimes when you get to receive something tapos oh my gosh, I got this from a seminar. Ganyan. Nakakatuwa nga lang no kasi sometimes there are engagements wherein ang sinasabi na lang ng mga tao, sila na mismo nagsasabi, oh my gosh, hindi na ako sasali sa game kasi palakasan ng internet connection na naman to. Nagpapaubayan.
Pabilis ka ng pag-type. Yeah.
Yeah. Diba? So, some people, magpapaubayan na lang daw sila kasi alam nilang wala yung internet nila. Alright. So, second to the last question. Sabi dito, were there personal events such as weddings or birthdays done in a hybrid? Na-try nyo na po ba yung ganong setup? Yung both available online and on-site?
Not with weddings and not in birthdays. Kasi more on corporate. For example, we rented a green screen studio.
Yeah.
Where the Wi-Fi is 150 Mbps.
Sana all.
Sana all, di ba? Marami talagang nag-transition ng mga warehouses or offices into a live stream studio. And we were very thankful for those studios na nag-sprout during the pandemic or lockdown. So what we did, it's really cost effective because the client will just go there and then we edit the green screen backdrop.
Yeah.
And then the people are watching at home and some audiences are also in the studio. It can also be like that. So
parang TV na siya na live.
TV na siya na live and then hindi ka pa nag-set up ng stage, nag-set up ng green screen, camera, lights, sounds, and some people can watch in a limited number. But it's massive yung reach mo because online you can share it sa Facebook and sa website mo, sa YouTube.
Go live on multiple platforms.
Even in TikTok, it's new story and everything. So really, online is really a blessing then also because it makes our lives
the reach talaga.
It's talaga. But then we Filipinos are very emotional in terms of expos, in terms of exhibitions. If you're selling tangible stuff and things, talagang gusto mo face-to-face mong ginagawa yung presentation mo because we are very emotional. We decide based on our emotions. Kapag gusto mo yung nagsasalita because she's very friendly and very pleasant kausap, bibili ka, hindi ka naman planong bumili. Pero nagsasabi ka, di ba? You can relate.
Oh, this is so true. Because the influence that the person selling to you, meron talaga. There's that influence. Especially there are certain products that you cannot experience if it's not face-to-face. Even though you describe, sige nga. Let's say, for example, we sell essential oils. How can you really truly describe the scent, diba? Diba? It would be hard for you to like, oh my gosh, try my product because this product smells so fruity, ganyan. Hanggang imagination lang ang lahat. Iba pa rin talaga kapag na-actual natin siya.
You're able to touch, to smell, and try it on. It's called customer experience, diba? So yun, yung mga expo, yan ang medyo mahirap. Nakapag-pivot naman through virtual booth. Pero kasi when you're talking to you're chatting with the person na naka-avatar lang. The exposure is really...
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
The exposure is really good. Pero yun nga, yung experience, customer experience, especially if you're selling tangible.
There are really a lot of pros and cons.
I can't hear you, Kate.
Hello? Can you hear me now? Is it better? Maybe, is it in your micro? O, diba, guys? The internet. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can. Yes. Okay. Hello, is it better now?
Yes.
Gosh, see? Diba? The internet is I wasn't on mute at all, but I could hear you. But for a while I couldn't, and then I can hear you again. Anyway, you guys, actually I've experienced one wedding na hybrid siya. Kasi it was actually inaanak ng mom ko. And then a lot of people, they couldn't come because of the restrictions, and then some of the invitees were from America pa. So what we did was we had to set up this whole Zoom thing. Tapos, sharing screens a projector for those of them na who wanted to greet via Zoom. So yeah, I mean, hybrid setups could work kapag lang talaga the internet really allows it, if it's really okay. Kasi nga, itong ganitong setup pa lang, di ba? It's really challenging. But yeah, it could work, but it really takes a lot of planning. Pero yun nga, if you plan to fail, you fail to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail talaga.
That's
Ayan.
right.
So, for our last question for tonight, what's the best live stream platform for online events that you have experienced so far? Because we've mentioned nga, di ba, there had been a lot of spike of new technology, new platforms, new tools to use for what we have right now. So far, with all of those that you have experienced, on your professional opinion, saan ka mas nadalian o alin sa mga program na yon ang pinaka nagustuhan mo?
Okay. Well, I'm not the techie person. so, what I usually do is hire someone to do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So the production team does that. But my very first choice would be the OBS platform, wherein they can plug the videos, and sobrang ganda, sobrang smooth, and then they can sequence. And then what I do as an event manager and program director, I sit with the tech, and then this will be the first part, second part, third part. Talagang nasi-sequence na nila yon. So during the event itself, it's already there. They just have click, and click na lang, next. So ang saya. Saya.
Naku, cue kasi sa OBS.
Yeah. So sobrang cued na everything. And then kung meron ka mang ipapasingit pa, it's easier pa kasi yung tech support mo knows naman how to do it.
Yeah.
So that's, for me, that's the easiest yung experience ko, na very seamless yung production and everything. And also StreamYard. I like StreamYard as well. StreamYard. There are limitations din kasi sa StreamYard.
Yeah. There are actually pros and cons po, no, Miss Mys, depending on each platform. Ako personally, I love OBS. I use it whenever I go Zoom.
Yeah.
That's how I queue. At saka kasi you can make it bigger. Like kanina, diba? Hindi mo na kailangan mag-share screen. Kasi you can turn your camera into a virtual camera, and then you can just spotlight that. So as a tech person, madali na lang siya because you don't have to control screens anymore. Diba? At least sa app mo na siya kino-control. And with StreamYard naman, my favorite option there is yung collated lahat ng comments from all platforms. Kapag naka-live
everything, the private chat and the public comments of the viewers. That's the one I'm using also for ItsMyspace show. Kaya nakaka-interact ako because I could see their comments right away dun sa screen ko sa StreamYard. Sa stage.
Don't have to monitor, no? Hindi mo na kailangan i-monitor kada platform. Oh gosh, may nagko-comment ba sa Facebook? May nagko-comment ba sa ganito, ganyan. Yun din talaga. There are really applications that could really help you and your event be at ease talaga with your purpose. So you just really have to choose depending on your purpose for each of your events. Ayan. Thank you so much, Miss Mys, for your insights. Sobrang
I hope you learned something for sharing with you my 12 years experience in the events and how to handle face-to-face and how to transition to virtual events. And now hybrid, pwede pa rin. So,
I had a new meaning
like me. Someone like PMCM Events Management to really help you with your events, with the planning, kasi talagang stressful dyan. I hope that you can consider hiring event organizer because you would be able to sleep. you,
Yes,
you would be
trust
able
the
to sleep.
professionals.
Leave the problems to the expert in the events organizing. But
Yes.
Kate, I'm also learning a lot. I believe that I'm learning a lot. This pandemic and lockdown have taught me a lot of lessons and taught me a lot of new ideas. And
Yeah.
working with the millennials, working with the people who are techie. Na, oh my God, without them, kasi having an event, successful event, is a synergy, parang symbiotic
Yeah.
yun. So, without the team, the event will not happen.
Totoo.
Talagang teamwork talaga yan. So, I'm so happy that there are a lot of technical people
Mhm.
who has helped us during the pandemic, and we were able to transition to online.
Yeah, because personally talaga, sometimes as event managers, no, you get to be like parang one-man team ka na kaya
Yes.
mo lahat, ganyan. Pero at the end of the day, hindi pala. Hindi talaga kaya. Especially if you're servicing a lot of people. So talagang, please leave it to the professionals. Hire help. Kasi, para hindi kayo naguguluhan. Although, marami kasi talagang tao yung gustong nagdi-DIY sila. Pwede din naman.
Pwede din naman, nag-DIY din naman ako.
Diba? Yeah, that's true. But still, it really helps to consult with a professional. So for your event coordination needs, management, and whatnot, don't hesitate. Feel free to contact Ms. Mys. Just don't forget to screenshot yung portion natin kanina. And then of course, sobrang dali na lang hanapin ng PMCM online. You just go ahead and type that on your search engines and lalabas talaga siya, because it's really easy to find people and companies because of the social media presence of those companies. So
Speaking
ayan.
of that, Kate, we just updated our website because we lost a lot of what do you call this files from our last
Oh.
website. So you can check out
Mhm.
www.pmcmevents.com. So it's now live. We just we just updated it end of September. Oh no, first week of October. Yeah. So new to celebrate our 12 years in the events industry. So please check out the website of
Mhm.
www.pmcmevents.com. And I would like to invite also everyone to please tune in It's My Space show on FB page. We are now on season 4. Maraming salamat po.
Ayan. Maraming salamat po, Miss Mice. Thank you so much for joining another session here at Q Cafe. Ayan. So you guys, I'm so excited to invite you on our next episode next week, of course, same time, same place, here at Mys Core Consulting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, on our social media pages, to know more about what services we offer, and of course, to learn from our shows here at Q Cafe. Exciting days ahead, and magkikita po tayong muli sa ating susunod na episode. Maraming salamat po for always joining us. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great week ahead.